Hey guys and gals, hello, guys and gals, parents and students. Appreciate you hitting that play button. Turn that up. You know I love that. It's awesome, salsa. You clicking the play button immediately automatically notifies me that you are an intelligent individual. Oh yes, you are. Let's go! Going to quickly check the stream. I think we're okay, but I just want to double check. Patience, peoples. And it is also a virtue. Let's go! We're good. Awesome. This is great. Okay. Now, while the intro was kind of playing, I was looking for some prior... I was doing mathematics stuff when I was kind of doing C++ videos. And I should have broke them into parts. I don't know what I was doing at the time. So, but that's okay. I guess maybe I'm going to redo everything, but I'm also going to kind of reuse information I already have. I just got to recall where did I put it. I might have found it. Look at me. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe. Let's go. All right, there we go. Okay, I may have found it. This is good. Golden like the Golden Girls. I just like saying it. It's funny, okay, guys? Sheesh. Okay, turn it up. Let's continue. I do have kind of the old it's my son's formula sheet, but I might have more for you guys. Maybe we'll see. I have to look through all my little well, they're not PDFs. They would be, oh goodness gracious, properties, PNGs. Okay. All right, let's see, where are we? Okay, we did the baseball one. We're gonna do a triangle one this time, guys and gals. A triangle. Do I have triangles in here? Let's see, is that one? There we go. There's a good one. Triangles. Okay, this is a right triangle because you never want to argue with these triangles, guys. Okay? Alright? One thing you're going to learn in life, okay? Right triangles are always right. Okay? So, you're just never going to change it. It's always going to be right. Okay? I just thought I would throw in the big yays. Why not? A little bit of humor. I know. It's hilarious. You're on the floor rolling, aren't you? Okay, let's go. So we have a logo. It contains an equilateral triangle. Okay, going over that. Let's talk about that. I almost. Oh, good. Yes. All right. Perfect. That's what I want. So if I go to, is it in my other pictures here? I got a nice shortcut, so I'm not going to be wasting time looking for these. So that's good. That's what I need. So here, and we are looking for, is it this? What am I looking for again? Equilateral, right? Yes, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Equilateral means all three sides are exactly equal in length. Equilateral. I know that's wrong. Okay, equilateral, guys. Every angle inside this triangle is also 60 degrees. If you recall, all interior angles of a triangle, that's all triangles, add up to 180 degrees. So if we talk about this right triangle, anytime you see a symbol like this, that means 90 degrees, okay? It doesn't need to be written. All you need to do is see that square shape in the corner notifies you as a math practitioner that that is 90 degrees. Okay, so if you go 180, take away 90, leaves you 90, right? You divide that by 2, you get 45 degrees. So that means this interior angle and this interior angle is 45 degrees. Okay, we'll go over some examples, but I just thought I would throw that at you. Now let's double check the math. Okay. 180 minus 90, I could have written it down, divided by 2 is 45. Okay. Now, it's not always going to be like that, guys and gals. Okay, it's not always going to be like that. Okay, now it's dependent on the length of these. So the length of our base and the length of our height, okay, is dependent on the angle. Okay, so what I had just said to you works great if the base and the height are the same length. Okay, so take note of that. All right, so that's the only time you can get 45. All right, just thought I would make a quick mention of that. So take note. There are going to be times you're going to have this angle and this angle are not going to be the same because it can change. It can vary. And that's based on the length and the height. Okay? All right. Going to here. Do we have any formulas? Let's see. I don't want to bring up anything too complicated. That is all. Yeah, that's all something else. Okay. And then I got circle here as well. But yeah, we haven't talked about this yet, sine and cosine yet. But if you've worked it with graphs or grids, well, this circle is exactly at vertices 0, 0. You could draw a line which intersects. That would be tangent, not tangent to. Tangent to would be like this. It intersects a point on the circle, so you can draw a triangle within that. So you can see that shape. That's a right triangle as well. I don't want to go too much into this. We'll talk about this in the future, but it doesn't hurt to know about it. So you can see here it says quadrant 1. It kind of goes this way. It's counterclockwise, guys. Okay? All angles in this quadrant are positive, right? If you understand graphs or we even talked about integer system, right? Recall. Let me bring that up so that you are following what I'm putting down. And here, I should make some shortcuts for this, but I need, I'm looking for my integer, my little integer grid. Where are you? There you are. Okay. And I'm going to close this and we're going to rotate it, right? So you've seen this if you've been following the series, right? I call it an integer grid, call it a number line. Doesn't really matter. It's all the same. So here's the center, right? So what I was mentioning here, the vertices, the center of the circle is at 0, 0. Okay. Here, yes. So here's 0. Okay, this would be on the x, because we're not talking about the vertical. It'd be the same thing though. So if we're talking about the horizontal, which is x, all positive values increase to the right positively, and all values to the left of 0 increase. If you notice, it is increasing in digit value, but numerical value, it increases, but the sign is negative, right? As you see. So again, this is infinite, and it increases to the left infinitely. Okay? In turn, positive increases to the right infinitely with a positive sign. Okay, with that said, so that means, right, all positive values going to the right, all positive, apologies guys, I caught myself there. Let me start again. Vertices, center, 0, 0. All positive values going to the right. From here, all negative values going to the left. Okay, and now we're talking about, recall, I was suggesting to you guys and gals, whenever you're working with, squares or rectangles or triangles, I always think of the horizontal as x and the vertical as y. Okay, so all values going up are positive, and all values going down are negative. Okay, so if you know that, if you understand that, you'll understand that x is negative here, y is positive here. X is negative here, y is negative here. X is positive here, y is negative here. Okay, so each quadrant, positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. Okay? All right. So we talked about that quickly. Let's carry on. So we're going to use, what are we going to use here? We're going to use, now I didn't really need to talk about all that, but it doesn't hurt to kind of get into talking about triangles a little bit more, especially right triangles. Again, technically speaking, guys, let me see, I am looking for that isosceles image again, right? I should just keep it open. Come on, where are you? Hold up. Click the right folder. Okay, mathematics. And I want to open this one. Okay. So this problem we're working on, I will draw an image. It says it is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to draw one. So if you draw an imaginary vertical line here in the y direction, you're going to have two right triangles. okay? Where the 90 degree would be here, okay? I could draw it in as well. So, all right. Now the right triangles are going to be mirror image, right? So mirror image. So let's go here. I'm going to try my best to draw a right triangle. Not a right triangle, but a triangle that is, let's see, I'm kind of guessing the middle here. And I want to kind of, I don't know if that's correct, but it's close. It's not bad. Again, whoops. Okay, that's not perfect. So this kind of lines up nicely. I'll just fix this up. And I'll fix this up as well. Okay, and now we're gonna go, oh. I'm trying to draw a straight line. It's not perfect, but it's gonna be close. So I'm gonna be roughly there. It's easier for me to draw it downwards. So there we go. Okay. Just like I said, two right triangles. Mirror image. Okay, this is equal. Well, I could go like this because they are equal. Just I have these drawn here, so I can't really just draw a singular one, right? But this plus this equals this. Okay. So now the dimensions they've given are, I have to kind of draw. I should have went lower, but that's okay. Why am I drawing crooked today, Batman? Okay, I'm just gonna put it on the inside because normally when you draw dimensions, they should be on top. I guess I could fit it in. We'll just have to write it small, 14 feet. Okay, pretty large sign, right? Massive scale. Think of how tall you are in feet, right? Okay, and the vertical, so this would be the base, right? It's upside down, but it doesn't really matter. And this is the height, okay? So we're not calculating the right triangles here, but you can draw an imaginary line and get two right triangles, right? You can also have two triangles to make a triangle, right? Shapes are awesome, guys. So I'm just gonna go here with the dimensions because I don't really have the room. So I'm just gonna go here to represent our heights. And that value is 12. That's 12 rotated 90 degrees, okay? And that's in feet, so drafting wise, this is kind of how it's done. So, I mean, if you're working with a printed out drawing, you could rotate it and such, right? Okay, so it says find the area of the triangle to the nearest tenth. Okay, area of triangle. It says to the nearest tenths. I'll just draw a bunch of zeros. Whoops. I guess I could put a 1 in front. Okay. Tenths right there. Okay. To the nearest tenths. So to the left of the decimal, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, right? We all know this. But to the right of the decimal, it starts with tenths. 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 That's one of them words, you know? Okay. And then hundredths. Okay. Area of triangle. What is the area of a triangle? Whoops. Where's the formula? Okay, our instructor is nice. Gives us the formula sheet. And area equals base times height, all divided by 2. Now, there's 2 ways of writing this. You could write it like this, or you could write it like this. This is up to you, but as long as you follow the basic BEDMAS, PEDMAS rules, you should get the correct answer using either one. Okay? Now remember, so we'll do a little bit of kind of review on what we've done before. So now I'm going to substitute. Okay, I'm just going to go over here a little bit, give myself some room. I'm going to still go 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to go, so it's base 14. I guess our answer is going to be in feet squared, right? Because we're calculating area. And then I'm just going to go like this, 14 times height, which is 12. Now the reason I've drawn it or written it this way, guys, is anytime you write a whole number, we don't write it, but really this is the same thing, guys. Okay? Alright, we don't write it as over 1, but technically speaking, it's 14 over 1 and 12 over 1. So that means that both these here written as whole numbers, right? That's just writing a whole number, right? They're both numerators. That's supposed to be an R. Both numerators. You know what? I'll just take that right out and we'll fix it. I'm going to undo anyways, but I just wanted to write it out. Numerators. Okay, so now with that said, I can technically speaking go like this, all over 1. So let's clean this up because it looks a little messy, but I just wanted to show you so that you fully understand when you're working with fractions, where do these numbers go? Okay, this is why I'm explaining this. So realistically, you can write it like this: 14 times 12 all over 2. Okay? It's all the same, guys. Okay? When you're working with fractions, you just have to believe me on this. I'll show you the quick and easy way for dividing fractions. It's still just as easy, trust. When you're multiplying and dividing fractions, you don't have to find that common denominator, right? I haven't done any fractions for you guys recently, I know. Maybe a lot of you are like, ugh, I don't want to do any, right? I know that's probably the hardest part of fractions is the adding and subtracting. That's probably the worst part of it, because I think people just have, like, I'm not saying anything mean. It's just finding that common denominator. It can be a little bit of a pain in the donkey. Okay, I understand. With fractions, with multiplying and dividing, it's so easy. It's just straight multiply the numerator, straight multiply the denominator. I love multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. Okay, so continuing on, I know I'm kind of going, like, I should be going faster, I know, but I also want to explain things. Like, I don't know your guys' level of experience, okay? I could only assume, you know, you're here because you need to learn it, right? So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail and a little bit more explaining, okay? All right. So let's do this now, right? Remember, if you've been watching the series, my prior series, I know I did Unit 4 before I did Unit 3, and that's fine. So my common practice is I don't multiply this and then reduce at the end. I used to when I was starting out. I used to do all the multiplication and then I would reduce at the end. Okay? Here's a quick tip and trick, guys. When you get your substitution done, if you can find, like, these are even numbers, right? We know 2 can go into 14 and we know 2 can go into 12. Okay? I recommend this is the point where you do your reducing. And the smartest thing to do is just get our denominator to equal to 1. We want our denominator It's like the Terminator, but it's the denominator. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay? We want it to equal to 1. Okay? Get your denominator to 1. If you can. Only if you can reduce. I mean factor. Right? Factoring. This is factoring. Okay? We need a common number. So I'm going to go with the largest one. Right? Because it's taking the most meat off the bone. That's what I call it. Okay? What goes into 2? What times 2 gives us 2? Well, that's 1, right? So that's pretty easy, right? Okay, that's the missing number. Because one of these we're canceling. Okay, one of these is that. Okay? Just to explain. What times 2 gives us 14? Okay, you can write it on the side if you want. That's 2 times 7. Okay? Alright, so this is how it works. So what we're doing is, this is the meat off the bone number. Okay? 2 is our common number. That's our meat off the bone number, right? It's common between both. Okay? And I'm going to write it up here as well. I'm just going to show you the long work, just so you can understand what happens to this 2. Okay, so 2 times 1. I'm just going to write it in brackets here. 2 times 7. Let's bring that 7 up. And then we have the 12. We haven't done anything with the 12. The 12's just hanging out. Okay, we can only do it with one number, essentially. So what happens to the 2? Well, they divide by each other. They get canceled. That's what happens to them. You don't really need to show it. Like, I'm showing it to you here, guys and gals. It's so that you understand what happens to the 2. I know in the prior videos I wasn't showing this, but that's exactly what happens to it. They just get deleted. They delete each other, essentially. They become 1, right? 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, right? Any number times 1 equals that answer. Okay, so with that said, I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to write 7 times 12 over 1. Okay, so when I was doing this prior, I was just skipping that, showing that 2 getting divided. Kind of writing it sloppily, but that's what's happened. Okay. All right, so now we're left with 7 times 12 over 1. So I'm just going to do the long work instead of being lazy. Right? It's just 12 times 7. I don't have it memorized. I should. I know I said to you guys, you should have it memorized. I could go 2 12s is 24, 4 12s is 48. You know, I could do that, think of it in my head, or just do the multiplication. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1, that's plus 1. Okay, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Okay, so there we go. That's our answer, 84. And our units. What are our units? Feet. Okay, remember, we're multiplying foot times foot, which equals foot squared. Okay, and I should, if I had the room, I'm just gonna, whoops, I always do that. Just gonna take this out, be a good student, and write A T. Okay, there we go. Now, normally I would do this with a ruler on a piece of paper when I'm handing in assignments. Okay, there we go. So, is that the correct answer? 84. Just let me double check. 14 times 12 divided by 2, 84. Just had to correct it on my kids. He had 82. He did all the work right. He had 168 divided by 2, but he wrote down 82. Okay, quick coffee. Hold up. Oh, yeah. How are we doing for time? Probably taking too long here. We're at 35 minutes. I will do a, to the nearest tenths. Oh, see, that's the other thing, okay? To the nearest, to the nearest tenth of a square. To the nearest tenth. Tenths. Says to the nearest tenths. That's really wrong for accuracy because, again, like I've been explaining, your answer can only be as accurate as the values that you're using. So we don't have decimal 1 or decimal 2. We have, it's to our accuracy is to the ones place. Now, why it would be asking for accuracy to the tens place, it would be 0.0 because that's all we have, right? 0.0. Okay, I'm going to undo that, so let's not worry about that. That's the last thing I forgot about. But again, that's kind of a good point, right? How could we be more accurate than our worst accuracy? Right? In the real world, you can't be. You can't make something, like you can make something better. Yes, you can. But I mean, when we're talking about numbers and measuring like that, you can't stretch your measuring tape to be accurate. Oh, I just turned my regular measuring tape into a digital set of calipers. Yeah, no, that's not the real world. Let's just do a quick, I want to shorten this up, okay? We'll just do a quick rectangle. Find the area of the rectangle. And then we'll finish up. And then I'll continue with more problems next stream. Okay, we're going to be grinding out a lot of different problems. Okay, guys. Okay, that's our area. Okay, it's a pretty easy one, guys. Really easy. Okay, you probably already have the answer in your head. Okay, so let's write the formula down. The area of this rectangle is equal to, write the formula out, L times W, substitute, which one's the length? That's the longest one. Okay. All right, it's a little bit better. Okay, substitute. That's L. This is W. So L is, again, just be consistent, right? You can use a brackets, or just a single tick. Area R equals 6. What's our units? M. Remember, it's M. I won't write it there. It's M times M. M&M's. Therefore, our answer is 6 meters squared. Okay, there we go. Drop in the big A's. Pretty easy, right, guys? Remember, if you are working on an exam, I don't think you're doing exams yet, I don't know. But take note, like just kind of flip to the back of your exam, find out how many total questions there are. Ask yourself in your mind, how long do I have to do this exam? Do I have 60 minutes or do I have 2 hours? Do some logical quick math in your head. If you have 30 questions and you have 60 minutes, that means you only have 2 minutes per question. Now, some questions you're going to do in like 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So you'll have that extra time. But then you got to realize other questions you might spend 2 to 4 minutes on, right? So you got to balance it out. Just take note in your head. If you only have 2 minutes per question, like don't spend 2 minutes doing each question. If you can get one done in 30 seconds, by all means, right? You could, if you're done early, you could play with your fidget spinner or twirl your pencil and annoy everybody else in class. Just kidding. Right, so take note of that. That's kind of a test advice. If you're stuck on one, multiple choice, don't spend too much time on that. If you're stuck on one, just skip to the next one. You're better off getting your word problems and your formula ones done, and you're better off getting these kind of questions done and just skipping some multiple choice ones. If you can't answer them, you could just guess at the end. Multiple choice, get rid of 2 silly answers. That's my best advice. And then it's a battle between the last 2. Okay? That is it. We're going to do some more. Stay tuned. It looks like I got a lot to go through here. Craziness. And I'm trying to keep these videos short so they're not too long for you guys. So, it's unfortunate. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's unfortunate. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. That's what I always say. It's like I'm working on a problem and it feels like, I've only been working 2 or 5 minutes on it. And next thing you know, it's like a half an hour, right? Time it's like, where does it go? All right, I appreciate you watching. Johnny Whiskey Tango Sharp. Parents, students, support your parents. Homeschooling your children. That's kind of why I'm doing this, to give you additional support if you need it. I hope you do. I would love to help. Again, that's a lot for you as a parent to kind of cover so many subjects. So hopefully this helps. I hope you find this channel, and students as well. Maybe there's a possibility you want to do well in your class. You actually want to learn the subject. You actually want to do well, right? Maybe you have a cruddy teacher that isn't teaching the way they should be teaching, right? So, here you have to probably resort to YouTube to learn. And there's nothing wrong with that. That, to me, that's great that you're doing that, because that shows determination. I don't know what other words to use, but that's kind of like a leadership quality. You're taking the initiative for yourself, and that's awesome. Okay, so look at it as a positive thing, because you're doing good. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, Johnny Whiskey Tango Sharp. That's it. Peace out, guys. We'll see you next video. Take care.